If you've clicked on this video, there's a good chance you've thought about starting a YouTube channel. Maybe you've had an idea for months, maybe you've recorded videos that nobody's ever seen, or maybe you're waiting until you have the perfect setup. The truth is, almost everyone dreams about building something of their own. Very few people actually do it. Most people convince themselves they'll start tomorrow. Then tomorrow turns into next week, next month, and eventually years have gone by. The dream never disappeared. They just stopped believing it was possible. When most people think about YouTube, they think about money, subscribers, or becoming famous. But that's not what makes YouTube so powerful. The most valuable thing YouTube gives you is an opportunity. For the first time in history, almost anyone with a phone and an internet connection can create something that reaches people all over the world. That doesn't mean everyone will succeed, but it does mean everyone has a chance. And that's something previous generations never had. Think about the traditional path. You finish school, get a job, work 40 hours every week, wait for the weekend, repeat that cycle for years, and eventually retire. There's nothing wrong with that path if it's the life you truly want. But for many people, it isn't. They have ideas they want to share, businesses they want to build, stories they want to tell, or dreams they have convinced themselves are unrealistic. They aren't unhappy because they work hard. They're unhappy because they feel like they are building someone else's future instead of their own. That's why YouTube is different. Every video you upload is another brick in something you actually own. Nobody can take away the skills you develop, the audience you build, or the experience you gain. Even if one video gets 10 views, you've still learned something. You've improved your editing, your storytelling, your confidence, or your ability to communicate. Those skills don't disappear if a video flops. They stay with you and they compound over time. One thing I've noticed is that almost every successful creator started the same way. They uploaded videos that barely anyone watched. Their thumbnails weren't great, their editing wasn't perfect, their microphone sounded terrible, but they kept improving. While everyone else was waiting to be ready, they were becoming ready. That's the difference. Success rarely comes from one perfect decision. It comes from hundreds of small decisions to keep going when the results don't make it seem worth it. Now imagine two people. One spends every evening scrolling through videos, watching other people chase their dreams. The other spends that same hour creating. At first, there's almost no difference between them. They both wake up, go to school or work, and live similar lives. But after a year, one person has uploaded 50 videos. They've learned editing, storytelling, public speaking, marketing, and consistency. The other person has consumed thousands of hours of content, but hasn't created anything of their own. 5 years later, those two lives can look completely different. Not because one got lucky, but because one decided to build instead of only watch. Of course, YouTube isn't a guaranteed escape from a 9-to-5 job. Most channels never become full-time careers, and pretending otherwise wouldn't be honest. But that's not the point. The point is that YouTube gives you a chance to create something that belongs to you. If you stay consistent, improve over time, and make videos people genuinely enjoy, you might eventually earn enough to work on your own terms. And even if that never happens, you'll still have gained valuable skills and built something you can be proud of. The biggest risk isn't uploading a video that nobody watches. The biggest risk is reaching a point in your life where you realize you never even tried. Imagine looking back 10 years from now knowing you had an idea that excited you, but fear convinced you to leave it behind. That kind of regret is much harder to live with than a video that gets 20 views. The truth is, nobody knows where their first upload will lead. It might stay at 10 views forever. It might slowly grow into a community, or it might become the beginning of a career you never imagined. You don't get to choose the outcome before you start. You only get to choose whether you start at all. So if you've been waiting for a sign, maybe this is it. Stop waiting for the perfect camera, the perfect idea, or the perfect moment. None of those things matter as much as consistency. Your first video won't change your life overnight. Your 100th just might. Every creator you look up to once had 0 subscribers and 1 upload. The only difference between them and everyone who never made it is that they kept pressing publish. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you're building something of your own, subscribe because we're just getting started. And let me know in the comments, if you started a YouTube channel today, what would your first video be about? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.